Hey, good morning, everyone. It's February the 16th, 2021. So I don't. This is like 2 3 days in a row that I've kind of put a video together. It's very unusual. Typically, I don't have a unique idea or unique thought beyond what's already kind of out there, this often. But just listening to a few things this morning that jogged an idea that I just wanted to kind of put out there. Um, so if you think about, so I was listening to kind of Scott McKay this morning from his last night's show, and talking about kind of the masks. I had kind of an event yesterday where I went to a bike shop and I kind of needed to buy. There was something specific that I needed to buy that they only had. I typically don't wear a mask, and I'm hardcore about it. I don't necessarily get nasty if I'm told I need to wear a mask. I just simply leave. It's as simple as that. But I needed to get something at this bike shop, so they told me I had to have a mask if I wanted to stay, and they weren't nasty about it. They simply said that they were going to get in trouble if I didn't put on a mask. So I put it on and I did what I had to do and I got out of there. I also saw a video this morning on Bitchute. These folks basically went into a Trader Joe's, and you guys have probably saw it, and they didn't have their masks on, which is fine. I mean, that's me. I'm completely this way, but they went in with the intent of making a scene. So what they did in Trader Joe's, and you guys probably saw this, where they went in and they got their stuff. Obviously, they got a lot of pushback from Trader Joe's. You can't be in here, yada, yada, yada. If you need a mask, if you want to shop, they got their stuff. They went to the front. They put cash down. They took pictures of the cash and the items so that they had proof, and they were trying to leave. And it just became kind of a tumultuous situation. So my thought watching that was, what were they accomplishing? So what were they accomplishing? So they created tension, they created fear, they created anger, and this is just the lens that I'm looking at it. And I continue to think there's nefarious intent. There's a deep state, satanic kind of movement around a lot of the things that are going on, and a big part of what they feed off of is fear, anxiety, anger, all that kind of negativity. They feed off of it. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, that Trader Joe's moment, there wasn't really anything accomplished other than somebody feeling good that they slapped back, they hit back, they did something along those lines. So I guess I was just trying to find, what did they accomplish other than stirring up a lot of anger, animosity, hatred, and all those kinds of negative feelings that they feed off of. Did the We the People movement really gain any traction? I mean, we know the masks are dumb and stupid, and they serve no purpose. I mean, we know. So the where was the balance moved? Where was the needle moved in that particular episode? So I see things like that sometimes, and it's like I don't get it. So there's that, and then there's people that they don't want to deal with it, so they just put the masks on. Again, there's people out there that they'll just put the mask on, just put the mask on. We know it's dumb, it's stupid, just put the mask on. So I guess my main point. So that was number one. So my main point here is the war that we're in against the deep state satanic cabal, whatever you want to frame it, that I think we're winning. I feel good about it, but they don't do things singularly, if you will. They don't do things in a single step approach. They use generations and years, and they evolve and mature in baby step and breadcrumb what they're trying to accomplish. So there's a multi-threaded attack. And I guess kind of why I'm saying that, think about, I don't know how far back it goes. They got rid of spanking in schools, so discipline, they got rid of it. No capital punishment from a disciplinarian standpoint. You've got parents that give their kids everything. They didn't have certain things when they were growing up, and they want to give their kids everything. So they give them a credit card, they give them a car, they let them stay home until they're 30 or plus years old. Everyone gets a trophy, no one loses, um, et cetera, et cetera. You know what? You know the tapestry I'm painting here, and they are soft. The generation of people that I'm alluding to are soft. They don't know what hard times are, and a lot of what we're going through now is a great, rich soil bed for what they want to do. So, again, think about the abortion. We basically have passed legislation at the constitutional level, Roe versus Wade, to allow abortion. Without going deep down that path, but that was just a toehold. I mean, it seemed reasonable. It seemed okay. In the first trimester, allow it. The woman's body is her own. She can make her own decisions. And granted, that's a whole debate you can go down. And I don't necessarily want to put my opinion on it. But my point is, they are brilliant at baby stepping and putting things in place that you don't think anything of. But then as it snowballs to a certain point, unless you're looking at the big picture, you're not going to see it. So now, we saw during President Trump's administration what the deep state was doing around abortion, allowing for post-birth abortion at the extreme. And people are okay with it. You're seeing there for a while. You were seeing videos of psychopathic women out there, talking about abortions in a good and positive way. It's not a good and positive thing, and we know. And there's a whole pathway I can take on, abortion and the what do you call it? I'm drawing a complete blank on that organization that actually caters to abortions and anyway. So I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent, but my point around the masks and I see that baby stepping. I see the breadcrumbing that the deep state brilliantly does over generations. They're multi-generational. Nothing has to happen quickly for them, just so long as the end goal is achieved. And if it takes years, decades, centuries even, they will do that. So we can't get caught up in the weeds. So my point around, the mask, kind of getting back to the mask finally, is that there are a lot of people that are wearing masks just to get along. They don't want to deal with it. These masks that we wear, I've got one that I wear in worst case scenario if I have to put one on. Obviously, it does nothing. None of these masks do anything anyway. But a lot of people are wearing masks that are doing it just to get along, just so they can shop and do whatever it is they got to do and try to live their normal lives. All right. So that behavior, that acceptance, that going along mentality is a baby step in a direction that they may want to go, which is eventually falling in and again, just falling into line with, if you just kind of give a little, you'll get stuff. We'll pay down your debt, we'll get rid of your debt, we'll get rid of your all these things that they're promising financially, right? So I don't know, the whole mask thing and kind of what I was kind of looking at watching this morning. We do need to be careful and try to be cognizant of the fact that just because you're giving way to something which you think is trivial, like kind of wearing a mask just to kind of go along to get along, that baby stepping will evolve into something that you'll eventually agree and say, yeah, this is crazy, and these masks, and you'll start attacking your neighbors who are not wearing a mask. The area that I live in is pretty conservative by nature, and it's not as much of an issue in where I am yet, but that's not to say it's not going to change. So all I'm really saying here is that the generational behaviors, the generational directions people have gone in, have kind of put us where we are now. And if we're not careful and we don't wake up, there's other things that you'll start to accept, not realizing it's a step in the wrong direction and it gives them what they want to give them, right? So, in any event, just a quick point I wanted to put out there, since that kind of triggered some thoughts and ideas around the mask, which seemingly is a nonsense issue, but maybe not so much. And again, that the video I saw this morning where they were kind of going into that Trader Joe's and just acting. What's the point? What are you accomplishing other than I was getting kind of anxious and angry just watching it. So I kind of gave them a little bit of that they want. So remember I know this has probably been pointed out before, but the movie Monsters Inc. It's a child's movie, a cartoon, something for toddlers. The more I think about that movie and the more I think about everything going on now, I mean, it is so spot on to what they want. They're telling you. They always tell you what they're doing and what they want to do and their plans, and they do so in an innocuous way so that you don't really know that they're telling you. So that's to me, that's just interesting, and it's perplexing at the same time. So anyway, that was it. All I want to put out there, guys. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and look forward to hearing what your thoughts are as well. Share the word. Wake up people around you while you still have time. Love you.